What's up, Aquarius Collective? Thank you for joining me for your end of year energy reading. My name is Keita. If it's your first time joining me, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I am going to be doing a reading for you guys with the energy oracle serving as the tarot, and then I'm going to clarify using the I've been led to use two of the decks and to close out the reading with the Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. Don Miguel Ruiz is most known for the Four Agreements, but a lot of people don't know that the Four Agreements is actually a part of a set of like 4 books. I did bring my phone. I should have brought my phone in here. So it's the Mastery of Love, the Four Agreements, the Voice of Knowledge, and it's one more book in that set. Now, this don't got nothing to do with y'all that I'm aware of, but I'm just curious of which one I'm missing out of that set. Book set. So it's the Four Agreements, the Mastery of Love, the Voice of Knowledge, and that's another Four Agreements book. There's also a Fifth Agreement book, but it's not in that set. Go away. Oh, it's a 3-book set. My bad. And when I got the set at the thrift store, I thought that I was missing one. So he has other books, and it's based on Toltec wisdom, which is like ancient wisdom. But I thought I was missing one. So now I know I have the whole set. Shout out to me. But I hope that this year has been one of, I keep hearing the word accomplishment. So I hope that this year, as you're reflecting on it, is one that has been full of accomplishment for you all, that you're proud of what you've accomplished, that you have reached a point of clarity of what it is that you want to accomplish moving forward. Because as of the day that I'm doing this reading, it is December 31st, 2024, New Year's Eve. And so we are turning the page on this chapter that we call 2024 and starting a new one. I'm going to get straight into the reading with the energy oracle card serving as the tarot clear. And I'm just asking that a clear and concise message come forward as we reflect on you all's year for the Aquarius Collective. Blossoming abundance, represented by the number 3, fell face up, and it was the only card that fell out from that particular shuffle, which speaks to just how potent this energy has been for you all, because you're at the point where, or you've been at the point throughout this journey where you're realizing and being more intentional about what's blossoming in your life, new beginnings. I always say the day that the seed is planted is not the day that the flower blossoms or blooms. And so for many of you, you've planted seeds and you're starting to see the seeds that you planted blossom. And for some of you, you're coming to understand what's needed to have blossom in abundance in your life, how to tend to your garden, so to speak, like what seeds you want to plant, the quality of the soil, what you need to do to nurture it. So let's say you got an idea for something you want to bring to fruition, be it a career or relationship, something in particular as it relates to your healing, just knowing like where to start and how to cultivate that thing. And for many of you, whether you're masculine or feminine, that is you tapping into your feminine energy. The Empress, which is also represented by the number 3 card in the tarot, is that energy of not only abundance but cultivating and nurturing abundance, and she represents divine feminine energy. So for many of you, you've been tapping into that energy in your life, and you're starting to see, you're either starting to see at this point things blossom, or you're starting to identify what it is that you would like to see blossom as it relates to having abundance and what you define as abundance in your life. So I love this because this is a shift or a deepening of abundance consciousness, getting out of lack consciousness, not operating based on poverty and what you believe, the limited way that you believe you can only have a certain standard or quantity of something or someone, or you know what I'm saying, like your experiences being limited by your conditioning and your experiences up to this point, your trauma and your familial beliefs. I was listening to something the other day, and I've heard this before because I am a student of women like Oprah Winfrey and Iyanla Vanzant and Nikki Giovanni, and like I like to watch interviews. Toni Morrison, I like to watch their interviews and hear them speak and talk about their life experiences. And one thing that Oprah talks about is how coming up, her grandmother's highest desire for her was for her to get a good white family to work for, to be their domestic, to be their maid or their, you know, their housekeeper or cook or whatever. But she really wished and hoped for her to at least, or at most, get a good white family to work for. And those type of things, especially if you are black and brown, have been cultural. You know, it's circumstantial. Our people have moved through such poverty that they can't see beyond that. That's what the best for us looks like. And so for many of us, our circumstances, our environments, our upbringing, that's what it's been. It's been us having low expectations for ourselves, but that being the highest, right? So for many of you, the needle is shifting on what it is that you believe that you can accomplish, that you can achieve. So again, that whole thing of accomplishment coming up. At the top of the deck, you have number 22, yin and yang. So this speaks to like duality, the balancing of masculine and feminine energy. Again, like I said, whether you're masculine or feminine, this blossom in abundance very much speaks to feminine energy. So someone may have been achieving more balance in their life by way of balancing their masculine and feminine energy internally, and therefore aligning with that externally. So if you're a masculine, maybe aligning with the divine feminine energy outside of you, or if you're a feminine energy, aligning with the divine masculine energy externally, but coming together in some way, represented by the number 22, which breaks down to a 4, and that gives you that energy of safety, security, stability, support when you meet your match, so to speak, whether that's energetically or otherwise. At the bottom of the deck, we have number 6, contract. This is commitment. This is justice being served. This is the details being laid out. This is harmony. This is truth. This is integrity. So whatever is blossoming, it's something that is just. It's fair. It's what's due, so to speak. So I'm going to clarify this message with the true love oracle card, reading cards, to get some more specifics about this energy. Okay, I said something just, something harmonious is ahead, coming in, right? Some might even say this is karma, because if you've been doing the work to get in balance and balance your masculine and feminine energy internally, and to align with a counterpart that balances you out externally, if you're invested in blossoming abundance and cultivating that abundance in this new beginning, it's going to bring inner peace. Knowing that you are enough, trusting that the signs, the synchronicities, your experiences, the voice within, your higher self is leading you in the right direction, having peace within about that. Just saw 11:11 on the timer. Walking through that portal of manifestation, knowing that you are on the right path, having peace about the journey that you're on. I've never really paid attention to the particulars of the images in this on this card, but you got a white rose, which speaks to love and peace and purity and truth and harmony, and all the energies represented here in this contract card, which is the same as justice, and represents some level of commitment, contract, that sort of thing. But this woman here, she also has on white, again, that purity coming through. But you got the planets here, which speaks to the cosmic influence on someone's inner peace. You got a woman, she's sitting here, she's journaling, and she has what looks like the sun, or a yellow like halo of light around her crown chakra. She got her some water, she's staying hydrated, a little sandwich, she getting her nourishment, and she looks pretty comfortable. She's sitting on the ground, so she's grounding, because they kind of look like grass. There's a pyramid there, which speaks to a connection to Kemet or Egypt. Some leaves that represents growth. You got some moons, that's that inner emotion. You got a snail shell. Snail shells often speak to protection, like protecting one's self and not being vulnerable, but also patience. You know, snails move at a slow pace. That's why they have that phrase, moving at a snail's pace. There's also a snowflake. Snowflakes speak to intricacies. You know, snowflakes have very intricate designs, so like uniqueness. But you have all of these images here that contribute to, in some way, somebody's inner peace and feeling like they are enough, feeling worthy. And then at the top of the deck, well, before I go to this, somebody throughout this year may have really cultivated a journaling practice. And this journal, it says I am enough on the journal. The journaling may not just be writing down your thoughts and your feelings, but also affirming yourself in some way. But know that if you've been doing that, it has been helping you a lot. And if you haven't been journaling, that may be the thing that you need to do to help you to evolve and cultivate inner peace and abundance moving forward. At the top of the deck, you have life purpose. So somebody's being driven by their purpose, aligning with their purpose. Someone has come into deeper knowing and awareness of their purpose. And for some of you, the journey up to this point has led to a deep desire to know what your purpose is. That's dope. But I'm willing to bet you for many of y'all are closer to knowing what your purpose is than you ever have. And that's the thing that's giving you inner peace. One thing for certain, two things for sure: when you have inner peace, can't shit outside of you come rattle it. Can't nothing, as they say, knock you off your square or decenter you. You know what I'm saying? I was in the sauna, and it's this lady at the gym. Like, I don't like to see her ass coming. She's annoying. She's rude. And she be talking her ass off, don't be talking about nothing. And you let her talk long enough, she gonna say something she ain't got no business saying. Who is at my door, Lord? Y'all, hold on. Anywho. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. At the bottom of the day, oh, I was talking about the lady at the gym. But yeah, so I had got out the sauna for a second to grab something, a paper towel to wipe my face or something. And she asked me, was it hot in there? So I was like, damn, she about to get in. So I was like, yeah, it's hot. And so she gets in, and babe, I got my headphones on. I'm doing some breathing exercises. Like, you really have to do all of that just to get her to like not talk to you, because she'll see me sitting there reading and will still be trying to make conversation with me, which is rude as hell. So I was doing some fire breaths, or what's called what's the name of this breathing technique? I can't think of it, but it starts with an A. And it's a combination of fire breathing and another kind of breathing. So I was sitting there doing that. I had my eyes closed. I had my headphones, and I was very much at peace. I had went within. I had tuned everything outside of me out. And when you have inner peace, that's it. Like, nothing can come and interrupt what you're at peace about. You can move forward without anxiety, without stress, without being annoyed, without being easily triggered, because you're at peace about your decision. You're at peace about what you're doing. You're at peace about yourself and how you showing up, right? At the bottom of the deck is dating. So this is possibly for many of you the thing that is blossoming, that blossoming abundance. Here you have this gentleman here. He's at this woman's window, kind of like on some Romeo and Juliet type shit. And he brought her some flowers, and she's like, oh my God, you brought me some flowers. How sweet. And so it looks like she's grateful. It's a pretty day outside. Like, this is happiness. This is, you know, dating is the beginning of, like a romance. You know what I'm saying? And so this is some gentleman putting forth the effort to let this woman know that, like, he's interested and he's willing to show up for this connection. So that is possibly, again, we got this yin and yang. So somebody feels like they possibly have met their match. And with contract, again, that's that energy of commitment. So with blossoming abundance being something new, yeah, you guys are possibly manifesting some sparks and some fireworks in when it comes to dating. And that's beautiful, because this is something that looks very promising. You know what I'm saying? It looks like something that is going to go the distance, especially if it's tied to your life purpose and it's something that contributes to your inner peace. A lot of times, and this is why I don't date, is because people's idea of dating these days ain't got shit to do with, matter of fact, it's the total opposite of having inner peace. It's all about that drama and chaos. Motherfucker don't believe you love them unless it's some bullshit going on, and toxicity and stalking and lying and playing bullshit games. And no, I gotta have inner peace. And if having you in my life does not contribute to my inner peace, you got to fucking roll. You know what I'm saying? So this looks like a healthy situation, something worth investing your time and your energy into, and enjoying one another's company and having fun. To my understanding, it's been a minute, but dating can be fun and exciting for everybody involved. I'm going to clarify just a little bit more with the Manara Erotic Oracle. Y'all about to have a fun year, it look like. Of course, it's all in what you make it, but if you resonate with this energy, it has the potential to be a very fun and abundant year. So, Spirit, please clarify the message coming forward here for the Aquarius collective. Something just flipped over in the middle of the deck. Represented by the number 10, the Muse, living in my dreams. Somebody is inspired. And they've been fantasizing and daydreaming, and they're motivated and inspired by the object of their affection. Whoever this woman is, the muse in their dreams. But the moving forward with this requires inner peace about the decision to move forward, and also value for how it is attached to somebody's life purpose. So this ain't just lust. This ain't just dating because you ain't got shit to do on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? This is something very divine. So you got that. 10s representing the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new. So that's doubling down on this new beginnings energy that's coming forward. At the top of the deck, you have the number 27, the freedom to be yourself. 27 breaking down to a 9, because that is what somebody has had to embrace or is having to embrace. The freedom to be themselves. In this image, you have this woman here. She's standing by, she's sitting behind this wall. And then you have this guy who is an artist. And I don't know, it looked like she hiding from him. It's giving just by looking at it like he admires her and wants to paint her, but maybe she has some apprehension about being her authentic self, and so she hides behind this wall. So this is someone, we saw that snail in their car. This is someone who has had their guard up, who has not felt the freedom to be their self, their authentic self, their vulnerable self. Now I want to let their hair down. But if you dating, you gonna have to, because if you dating somebody whose radar and intuition is strong, somebody who's a good listener and judge a character, somebody who's discerning, they're gonna see through the mask. And I don't know how many dates y'all gonna have if you're showing up with that mask on, right? But this person, pay attention to this image now, is inspired by this woman whom he fantasizes and daydreams about. She's his muse, right? And it ain't just sexually that they're sexually inspired. They're expire in a myriad of ways, especially relative to their life purpose. But they're afraid to be their authentic self and can't really move forward until they have inner peace about the decision to move forward and be their inner self. And they're going from that to at the bottom of the deck, represented by the number 20, which breaks down to a 2, which is all about partnerships and unity. And that is loving and trusting yourself. Looking in the mirror and loving what you see. And not just a physical mirror and seeing you, but looking at someone who is your mirror, yin and yang. The yin to your yang, the light to your dark, and vice versa. And loving what you see in that too. Like loving this person, flaws and all, and loving yourself, flaws and all, because you see so much of yourself in that person. And trusting yourself, trusting that you're making the right decision. Inner peace. This is dope as fuck. Y'all, let me go get my delivery, and then I'm going to close us out with the mastery of love. Sorry about all the interruptions. Okay, so we got all the cards on the table. This is really a dope ass message. And you guys must have been doing some awesome like work on your own to get to this point, or be like close to getting to this point where you're achieving, accomplishing inner peace and stepping out naked like her. Being vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? Mask off. No more shields and armor, but being comfortable with being yourself with someone you can be comfortable with, right? Underneath this card, the lure of the easiest way, represented by the number 24. So at first, there's this desire to sneak and do something. You know what I'm saying? They all off in the basement on some nasty shit. She ass out, right? But somebody's watching. But this is somebody by way of that inner peace that is choosing to not fall victim to the lure of the easy way and sneaking and doing something, but being outside, being vulnerable, being naked, and not being sneaky, handling things with integrity, contract. That's justice. I was chose to do bibliomancy from The Mastery of Love. I've never read this book, so I have no clue what it is that's about to come forward, but as always, it'll be in alignment with the message that's coming forward here for the Aquarius collective at this time. Okay. So I turned to page 77. I'm gonna read this, start at the paragraph on 75 and make my way to 77. So it says, most people can easily imagine this kind of relationship with their dog, but why not with a woman or with a man? Do you know any woman or any man who is not perfect? The dog is a dog, and that is okay with you. You don't need to be responsible for your dog to make it be a dog. The dog doesn't try to make you be a good human, a good master. Then why can't we allow a woman to be a woman or a man to be a man and love that human just the way he or she is without trying to change their person? This is this energy of loving and trusting yourself, and being able to love and trust another because you accept them for who they are, because you accept yourself for who you are. Again, your mirror, the yin to your yang, not trying to change that person, and having inner peace, knowing that this person is not trying to change you. Perhaps you are thinking, but what if I am not with the right woman or the right man? That is a very important question. Of course, you have to choose the right woman or the right man. And what is the right woman or the right man? Someone who wants to go in the same direction as you do. Someone who is compatible with your views and your values, emotionally, physically, economically, and spiritually. How do you know if your partner is right for you? Let's imagine that you are a man and a woman is going to choose you. If there are 100 women looking for a man and each will look at you as a possibility, for how many of these women will you be the right man? The answer is you don't know. That is why you need to explore and take the risk. But I can tell you that the right woman for you is the woman you love just the way she is. The woman you don't have the need to change at all. That's the right woman for you. You are lucky if you find the right woman for you, and at the same time, you are the right man for her. You're going to be the right man for her if she loves you just the way you are and she doesn't want to change you. She doesn't have to be responsible for you. She can trust that you're going to be what you claim you are, what you project you are. She can be as honest as possible and project to you what she is. She will not come to you pretending to be something that you later discover she is not. The one who loves you just the way you are. Because if someone wants to change you, it means you are not what that person wants. Then why is she with you? You know, it's easy to love your dog because your dog doesn't have opinions about you. The dog loves you unconditionally. This is important. Then if your partner loves you just the way you are, it's just like the dog's love for you. You can be yourself with your partner. You can be a man or you can be a woman, just the way the dog can be a dog with you. That freedom to be yourself. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Life before me tapping into my spiritual gifts looks so fucking boring now. Oh my God. Like when I tell you the way divination and having particular gifts and using them, not being afraid to use them, has helped me along my journey. But the thing that gives me so much joy is that it's not only helped me, but I have overcome the fear to be the fear of, because at first I was scared, but I've overcome the fear of sharing my gifts with people and like letting people know that, yeah, I actually am really the God said girl. At one point I was like, oh God, I don't want to be the God said girl. Ugh, you sure you want me to do this? And God was like, yeah, you're perfect. You're perfect for the job. You're gonna get it done. You're good at it. And I was like, all right, I guess. And it wouldn't leave me alone. So I felt like I had a choice, but I didn't have a choice. And for many of you, that's the case. Like you've been having this calling to really be your authentic self, to really show the world your gifts and talents, to really represent the divine in a way that you have not before, because your experiences have prompted you to put on this armor and not really show the world who you are. But for some of you, you've seen yourself and your potential in another. And this is somebody who is not interested in trying to change you. And for that reason, for that being part of the reason, this is your person. Yin and yang. The yin to your yang. So as you are on the journey to mastering love, for many of you, your dating life is about to get exciting. You're about to start stepping out and being more of your authentic self and aligning more with your life purpose. You have or are cultivating more inner peace, and that is by way of the Muse living in your dreams, someone's example and inspiration. So I hope the message found y'all well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. Happy New Year to you all. I plan to circle back at some point over the next week or so with some road opening readings. It would behoove you to go back and watch the road opening readings that I did at the top of 2024 to provide some insight as well. But if you'd like to book a personal reading, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you'd like to donate, you can do that by sending your coins via my Cash App or PayPal, and that information is in the description box below. I also did a live the other day talking about the numerology of 2025. That video is now uploaded to YouTube, so you can check that out as well, so that you're better aware of how numerology can help you throughout this year. If you're interested in a numerology reading, I'm offering those as well. But until next time, y'all, peace.